The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Yes, hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I'll be your host for today. And with me is one of your Reader's Magnet's featured author. And today, we are very thrilled to welcome a luminary in the literary world and the prestigious recipient of the Quill Inspiration Awards. Known for their captivating storytelling and profound insights, has a unique ability to inspire readers and ignite imagination across diverse genres. So, with a portfolio that showcases both emotional depth and masterful command of language, their work that showcase both emotional touched countless lives but has also garnered whispered acclaim. Join us as we celebrate their remarkable achievements and the indelible mark they've made in contemporary literature. Let us all welcome our one and only Miss Gloria Iatridis, booked a strong start for your child actor. All right, hello Gloria. Welcome to Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. Well, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Leah. Thank you for having me today.
Wow, that's good. And it is also an honor for us to be given the chance to, be part of this journey. And right now, it's not just about you sharing your own experience, but you are already sharing it to among as many people as possible. So we are very excited to know more information about your book, Gloria. And yes, before we do that, of course, we wanted to know who Miss Gloria Iatridis is. So yes, a little bit of self-introduction, please.
Sure. So my name is Gloria Iatridis. I'm an Inuvialuit. That's a member of the Inuvialuit settlement region. I was born and raised in the Western Arctic, way up in the north in Canada, and in a small community called Tuktoyaktuk. And I have been writing off and on throughout my life, but this is the first book that I've published.
Wow, that's good. That's good. And thank you. Because again, Reader's Magnet as another instrument to promote your book. It is already, an achievement for us as well. And thank you so much for sharing this to us, Gloria. And yes, talking about your book. Again, title, Booked a Strong Start for Your Child Actor. So yes, Gloria, what inspired you? Can you tell us what this book is all about? And of course, what inspired you to write Booked with your daughter, Olivia? How did you collaborating as a mother-daughter duo shape the storytelling and insights in this book?
Yeah, it actually started when my daughter, Olivia, expressed to me at age 13 that she was interested in acting. She always had a bit of a arts background. She was always interested in things, that were showed her strong artistic abilities. But when she
Mm-hmm.
was 13, she came to me and she said that she wanted to be an actress, a professional actress. And
Wow.
she was very adamant that, when she was 18 years old, she was going to move away from home to pursue her dreams. And of course, I didn't know a lot about the acting world. And I, at the beginning, started to try to discourage her and say, maybe you should wait until you're a little bit older, and finish your high school first, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can explore it a little bit more. Um, but I looked at the disappointment in her eyes when, I was trying to dissuade her, and I saw how adamant she was that this is what she wanted to do, and she wanted to start doing it right away. And so I actually had to give it a little bit of thought. And I thought,
Mm-hmm.
she's 13. She's leaving at 18, according to her. I have 5 years to build a strong foundation with her so that when she moves away, she would be successful and safe. And so I ended up, becoming her momager. We always laugh about that. Um, I
Right.
decided, why not learn as much as I can about the industry? with her,
Mm.
keep her safe and build that strong foundation, so that, you know, she can be successful. And so she did move away at 18 to pursue her dreams. And I think it was fairly comfortable with knowing where she was at with her career, because she had already had a few movie credits to her name, and she had a lot of learning along
Wow.
the way. And we had a lot of people ask us, you know, what did you do to help your daughter be successful? And a lot of family and friends who were interested, a lot of people that said, you know, my child is interested in acting. And it was really difficult for me to explain. The film industry
Mm.
is very complex. And I kept thinking, you know, well, wouldn't it be great to be able to help parents? And so Olivia and I decided to write Booked, which is twofold, right? It's a guidebook and a memoir of the things we experienced in the industry. The one
Mhm.
good thing about our book is it is unique. It comes from a mother-daughter duo perspective.
Exactly.
Yes, it
Mhm.
offers two different perspectives. Throughout the book, I offer, you know, insights into how I nurtured and protected Olivia as she pursued acting. And Olivia also offers her insights, and you'll see, you know, tips directly to young actors in the book from Olivia. And she also tended to give me a lot of insight into the technical pieces, and was the one that edited the book with me to make sure that I had all of the information correct. Um,
Wow, that's priceless. The give and take process, with the journey. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. We also, you know, worked really closely together as a team. And so we had a lot of different ideas about the different components that we should include in the book. And it was good from
Mhm.
different perspectives. And, you know, working together as a mom and a daughter, we add that emotional layer that really should resonate with readers and parents who, you know, understand the importance of the relationship. So,
Mhm. Right. Wow, that's amazing. And at the same time, it's also priceless, Gloria, that your book really offers a candid exploration, of the challenges and rewards of being a parent to a child actor. Drawing from the years of experience as your daughter's manager and supporter, alongside your daughter, which provides valuable insight of navigating the film industry. Emphasizing the you as well emphasizing the safety, the representation and how the film industry works, all these insights. And at the same time, it is also highlighting the key topics such as, yes, finding an agent or handling auditions. There's a lot of things that really contracts on this journey, while also celebrating the successes that accompanied her to her journey in acting, and at the same time you managing her. Wow, that's very interesting. Wow, it's just a nice story, Gloria. Now, also, Gloria, throughout this book, you also share your, the personal experiences alongside industry insights. Is there a particular memory or a moment, let's say story, from the book that stands out to you as, especially meaningful or transformative, and why does it resonate with you?
yes, there's so many different memories that we've captured in the book. One that particularly stands out for me is laid out in chapter 16 of Booked, and it involved an international talent search for teenage film actors.
Mm-hmm.
And in the casting, because I had submitted at the time, Olivia didn't have an agent, so I was submitting to casting calls for her. The We did get a response to this casting call, and the director was expressing keen interest in having Olivia play one of the roles in the film. And he did send me information to verify the director's background as a successful filmmaker, and I even had an opportunity to talk to the director on the phone about the upcoming film. However, at the time, I was feeling a little bit uneasy about the
Mm-hmm.
situation because it was international. You know, the film was going to be made in another country, far away from
Yes.
where we lived, which I wasn't familiar with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there were a little bit of red flags that, at one point the director was asking for more pictures of Olivia when I had already
Mm.
submitted her headshots, I had submitted her resume, I had submitted links to her social media, which included a lot of pictures. I had decided that, I was feeling a little uneasy. And so I should do my own research and I should look at, the company and the director and just search to see if there's anything that, I should be aware of online. I did
Right.
find some disturbing articles, about some claims that were being made about another film that the director had been involved in. And I
Whoa.
and I know you can't always believe everything you read online, so I decided,
Right.
it's best to just take this information to the director and say, I would like to have a conversation about this and give me some comfort,
Mm-hmm.
before we continue to move on. The minute I brought that information forward, the director became upset and said that, clearly I wasn't used to dealing with people who were
Mm.
of importance and had reached a high level of fame in the industry. The director also said to me that, if Olivia had a real agent, considering the contract that they would have given her, this could have been the happiest day of her life. And then they ended the
Mm.
conversation with me. At the end of the day, I was very relieved that I was able to find out early on and address the situation
True.
and avoid anything happening to Olivia. In my opinion, it really doesn't matter if someone is famous. Nothing should ever compromise your child's safety. And,
Right.
I highly recommend to any parent who has a child in the industry to do their own background checks and familiarize themselves with people who will be working with their child, especially
Mm.
if the child is going to be working internationally. And another
Right.
important thing is, the laws differ in every country. So if there were to be an incident in another country, then there may not be a clear way to address whatever the needs are of the child. So
Mm-hmm. Right. Wow. This is very helpful, Gloria. Because your book is not just about you sharing your own experience with the film industry. The stories behind every camera, behind all these fame. But it's actually a good thing that your book also emphasizes. It's the book. It really is really the emphasis on safety and at the same time the representation in the film industry. As it also highlights the often, let's say, overlooked vulnerabilities of child actors, what they're facing right now. And by addressing these concerns alongside practical advice on managing auditions and contracts, um, this is not only I must say, this is not only what prepare parents for the logistical challenges of supporting child actor, but also it encourage someone a thoughtful protective approach that would, yes, prioritize the child's well-being. This, and yes, that's just like what you mentioned earlier, Gloria. This is really a transformative perspective that would foster a deeper understanding of the things that is involved in, let's say, nurturing a child's talent, while really maintaining a, just like what you have, the relationship you have with Olivia, a healthy family, the dynamic amidst the pressures of the entertainment world. And wow, that is just so this is really a good approach, a good tip for parents out there who has also a child that wanted to be in the film industry. Wow, this is really helpful.
thank you.
Right. Now, also, yes, your book emphasizes safety and empowerment for the young actors. What are some key red flags parents should watch out for when entering the industry? The things
Yeah,
that they need to. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I've had this conversation with Olivia as well, and unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. and censor regrets. But one of the first and the most important red flags that
Mhm.
parents should watch out for is if a film company is asking to film alone with your child. A minor should
Mm.
never be without a parent or a guardian on set. The film company should allow you as a parent to be with your child 100% of the time. It should never be questioned. Another red flag is if your child is not necessarily being compensated for their work.
Mm.
And it's not that, a child should never work for free. Olivia had, at the beginning, when she started working, she would work for free just to be able to get movie credits. But if your child is being asked to work on a film that is low budget, it sometimes may mean that they don't have the necessary means and the resources on set, and some of the safety measures may be compromised. And so it's something to make sure that your child needs to be taken care of if they're on set. Also, if a film production is not willing to let the parents see the full script once your child has booked a role, it's
Mm.
so important for parents to see the full script and know in advance what your child's role will be throughout the film. You don't want to be surprised. You don't want your child to be surprised or end up in a situation that compromises their safety again.
Right.
The more communication and knowledge that a parent has about a child's role in a film, the better. And it's interesting because, as I said, I learned alongside Olivia. In the industry, the terminology is very different. It's like speaking another language. And Olivia
Mm.
and I would be up late at night before she had to be on set, trying to read through the call
The
sheets,
script.
the,
Hmm.
the language. So in Booked, I have a copy here. Um, we actually have a terminology, a glossary at the back.
Mm. That's nice.
Yes, and Olivia actually picked the terms that she thought were key that every parent and child should know when starting out in the industry. And we wrote the book to be plain language. It's at about a grade 7 level. And so
Wow.
we've included terminology so that it'll give a good, strong foundation, understanding the language. The last thing I wanted to say is social media. A lot of actors today use social media as a way of promoting themselves. It's something that comes with a lot of risks. And when Olivia started at 13, she had a Facebook page, and I managed it, and I had access to it. Nothing was posted without her and I deciding together. There were instances where people were trying to reach out to her with inappropriate requests, and I was able to intervene and say, we don't accept requests like that. So
Mm.
there's a lot of things to think about, but hopefully those give parents, the key things to think about.
Yes, yes. And wow, this is really amazing, Gloria, especially that you also highlighted the safety and empowerment of young actors. That's, very crucial elements in performing arts, ensuring that they can still express themselves creatively while being protected, from harm. And additionally, it actually, promoting the education, let's say, around consent, the emotional health, that's very important as well. And this industry, which, it's very important for us to have this ethic equipped to our young actors with the knowledge to really advocate for themselves and navigate the challenges, ultimately creating a more supportive and responsible industry culture. Wow, that is so nice. Now, yes, there's really a lot of tips that parents can get in your book, Gloria. And you know what? Your booked emphasizes the importance of diversity, inclusion, and indigenous representation in the entertainment industry. What key lessons do you hope readers take away about the challenges indigenous child actors face and the changes needed for more authentic representation?
Yeah, and that's a really important question to me as an Inuk and part of the Inuit um,
Mm-hmm.
of Canada. I wanted to make sure that my daughter, as an Inuk as well, has the same opportunities as any other person. And typically, Indigenous child actors face a number of challenges. And one of the biggest challenges is being typecasted to play only Indigenous roles. Olivia said at the very beginning, she was determined to be a professional actress and she wanted to be able to play numerous roles and not just when, a film needed an Indigenous person to play a particular part. Today, we know, that this is a topic that is talked about a lot, and there are more films out there seeking Indigenous actors in order to
Mm-hmm.
have authentic representation. But I've noticed that they tend to advertise when they're looking for an Indigenous actor that no experience is required. And I disagree with this approach. I think just based on, what we've talked about now, the film industry is complex. There are different regulations depending on where a film is being made. And there are
Mm-hmm.
various skills, knowledge and abilities that are required on set. So if an Indigenous child has no knowledge or experience and gets cast in a film, there's a greater risk of their safety, and a chance of them being taken advantage of. Um,
Mm-hmm.
some film productions may have different expectations of how they are required to support Indigenous children. There's just so many things to think about. Uh, Indigenous children also at times may face the fact that sometimes films misrepresent their culture, and
Mm-hmm.
they may be put in positions where they have to put aside their integrity and opinions for the sake of the film. They may not want to speak up for themselves in the face of adversity. And so I think it's really important for people, and especially children who are involved in the film industry, to be able to speak up for themselves when they're not feeling comfortable. Um,
Right.
yeah, and we also need Indigenous allies, right, to push,
Mm-hmm.
not just for Indigenous people, but people of all different backgrounds, to have more inclusivity and
Mm-hmm.
use, there's many people that come with influence in the film industry, and we need them to speak up and to encourage and promote more diversity and inclusion in the film industry. The
Right.
one interesting about Booked is that when we wrote it, and this was a recommendation by Olivia, that we write it to be inclusive from a non-gender perspective. And you'll notice throughout the book that we use non-specific pronouns because we want to foster and we want to promote safe place for young actors and their families.
Right. Wow, wow. I really like how you said earlier, Gloria, about, the inclusivity. I mean, yes, diversity, inclusion, and indigenous representation in the, in this industry or the entertainment industry is, or let's say, are crucial, for fostering authentic storytelling, and yes, reflecting the rich what tapestry of human experiences, and at the same time, yes, promote the equality, challenges stereotypes, and yes, create, just like what you mentioned earlier, a more inclusive environment that resonates with, wider audiences, at the same time amplifying the voices, their voices, they need to speak up, and the industry not only, I must say, enriches the its narrative, but at the same time it also derives the cultural, just like what you mentioned earlier, that where they're coming from, the cultural understanding, and yes, the social change, ensuring that all these communities feel seen and valued by giving them chance to, be in this industry. And wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, Gloria. This is really such an interesting book. Wow. And you know what, I've actually seen your book online, and yes, I know that this book of yours is really such a successful creation, especially that, where Olivia right now, and I believe that she's really successful. And I must say that, I mean, I don't know anything about Olivia, but I we wanted to know more information about her. How is she doing right now? Yes, and also yes, Gloria, for our last question, do you have any plans for a follow-up book, or let's say a workshop, or any additional resources for families? This is nice.
Yes, we do. Olivia and I, we still continue to work together, even though she's in a different province. Um, there's a couple of things that we are working on. Olivia is already starting to plan a more advanced level book on
Wow.
acting. She's learned so much. You know, this book focuses on building a strong foundation. But she's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, since she's moved to Vancouver and has been involved in, you know, other shows and movies. You know, she's learned so much more.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So that means she's already famous.
Oh,
Wow.
I always say she's famous. She's been famous since she was born.
Right, right. I must say, and you know what, Gloria? I mean, it's so awesome, because you write this book by her own experience, and right now she's already having this as another guide for her to achieve more. Right.
Yes.
And wow. I mean,
Yeah. We've
really
been,
preserving what she have, and this really this is just so wow. This is so awesome.
um,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
We've been planning also, we're planning on having a podcast maybe in the fall,
Okay, that's nice.
because there's so many things we can talk about, you know,
Hmm.
the book, and provide additional information on how to support parents. We would love to have, you know, parents with children who are interested in the industry come on to the podcast to talk more with
Hmm.
them. We've been invited over the last year to speak at a number of events, including the national gathering on Indigenous education with over 1,500 educators. Uh, I have a background in education, and so my hope is to get our book into more schools, universities, and
Wow.
used as a resource and a tool. I have developed some lesson plans. I've been offering them free on our website, for, you know, elementary, junior, and high school. There's a few in there that offer opportunities to integrate arts into core subject areas. There's even a math lesson in there that speaks to, you know, how you calculate your pay. Um, because I think that I, I just think that children should be encouraged to follow their passions. They all have different, you know, learning abilities, and I think that art should be available more, and they should be encouraged to use those skills in throughout their lifetime. So the other thing, just Olivia does provide acting coaching for young actors, and so she does have a website as
Wow.
well. So
Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much for that, Gloria. Thank you. And yes, for our viewers out there, if you're a parent who wanted to support your child in developing their talents, trust me, this book offers numerous advantages that would really extend beyond mere skill enhancement. It also talks about the self-esteem and confidence. Would really encourage your child to have a growth mindset, and at the same time, this could really support, not only helps them excel in their chosen areas, but also teaches valuable life skills, such as we talked about earlier, the uh, perseverance, the discipline, and the importance of hard work, ultimately shaping well rounded individuals that would be equipped for future endeavors, which is, yes, Olivia Iatridis is one of that, and she's very successful and famous right now. Wow, and congratulations for the both of you, Gloria. This is already an achievement, and wow, this is so amazing. Yes, and additionally, for yes, our viewers, if you are interested to get a copy of their book, that's available in Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble, and also please do check Gloria's website. That's booked-it.ca. So definitely, it's going to be your chance to know more about the film industry, tips, and a lot of things that could really help you to be more successful in the film industry as a mother, and right now as a child or as an actor. Wow. Thank you so much for that, Gloria. And is there any message that you'd like to yeah, to say to our viewers?
No, I just highly encourage you to, take advantage of our book and reach out to us if you have any questions. We're always open. We're willing to help in any way possible. So I say kuya, that's in my language means thank you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Gloria. And yes, thank you so much for gracing with us today. And yes, everyone, our author, Ms. Gloria Iatridis, author of the book Booked, A Strong Start for Your Child Actor. And again, thank you so much, Gloria. And as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you.